Yasin Aktay, who's a Turkish academic and writer. Yasin, we have 7 minutes for your talk. So the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. And first, I want to explain my own condolences to all my citizens in Turkey and in Syria also. Sorry?
Sorry, Yasin, we also would like to send our condolences.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And you know, the earthquake is influencing about 14 cities, including, of course, the cities inside Syria, and 11 in Turkey. It is always referred as 10, but there is Elazığ also is being influenced, and it was declared tonight as the 11th city for emergency. And there was many building destroyed, distracted there. But of course, there is no deaths, alhamdulillah. But regarding this, unfortunately, yes, in the focus is on Turkey, the earthquake on Turkey, but the Syrian people have been influenced, and more than I think so far has been recorded about 6,000 more, even more than 6,000 people has been killed in that earthquake. And these people and the situation was very bad in that if there was any disaster inside Syria, Turkey was enough. Turkey was enough to go there and to help there sufficiently. And even in spite of its own occupation with its own problem or its own disaster, Turkey is trying to do its best even inside Syria, but it's not enough, as it's not enough to deliver all the help, all the aids within Turkey also at the early time, of course. But by time, thankfully, fortunately, many points have been receiving many all the aids from even from all parts of Turkey. There is a sort of emergency situation in Turkey now, and all the citizens of Turkey, Turkey has been one heart and one and all have been mobilized to go. And now there is some campaigns to collect together many aids for the humanitarian for these victims of the earthquake. But as for the Syria, unfortunately, this situation, I mean, this emergency situation has been going on since 11 or 12 years. The situation was not much better than, or even sometimes it was worse than any earthquake situation. And the reason for that situation, that emergency situation, is the regime itself. And now when we think about delivering all the aids, why the regime, and that is not helpful. And we see when Bashar Assad visited the disastrous places, I mean the disaster cities in Halep, as if he was in a sort of wedding, in sort of celebration. He was very. There was no any trace from sadness in his face. He was taking his selfies, and as if he was taking his revenge. I mean, God has, or the nature has taken his revenge from these people. He was not sad, and he is not feeling any sort of condolence or any sort of any sort of good feeling for these people, and to share their pain, to share their condolences. So also the help, the aids that is coming from outside via the regime cannot go. We don't estimate that, and we don't expect to go to the real, I mean, targets or to the victims of the earthquake. Just on the contrary, we expect, or I don't say I am afraid. It is obvious, the aid will not go to these people, and the people are should be in a sort of self-destination. I mean, and except of course from Turkish side, on the opposition side, some doors were closed, and unfortunately the international regulations to transfer all the humanitarian aid to this area, to the opposition area, is coming only from Russia or from via the regime. That's the restriction, and this restriction should be exceeded. Otherwise, no any real humanitarian can go, and this area, this region would left alone by its own people only, and they are helping themselves. I think they are helping themselves, and because they had some experiences in being bombed by the airstrikes of Syria, or of the regime of Russia, and so they don't expect. I mean, the people of this region are not expecting any help from Russia or from these international, and that is a shameful situation indeed for the humanity, and for the United Nations, no, for the United Nations, yes. And we should do something about this, I think. And the former speaker has told the United Nations should not be restricted to some resolutions. I mean, independent resolutions to go there. We should find some way for making some de facto situation to interfere. Otherwise, I think United States has no any excuse. United States has no any excuse in not be able to go there for humanitarian aid, because its existence and its presence in the region now in Syria is a de facto situation. It is not nobody has invited the United States there, but it came for fighting terrorism, not fighting earthquake is much legitimate to undertake, and you are going to help people who are being killed. Is it more legitimate to go to fight some terrorists who are targeting some people, for example, very limited people, and to save the life of the people? And your excuse is to save the people of somebody from the earthquake threat, but the terrorism threat. But the earthquake threat is more wider situation, and creates you more humanitarian responsibility to go there, even though I mean, you should also considering that you are there, given the fact that you are already there. I mean, de facto situation, you are already there, and United States has no any excuse. It can do anything bypassing the regime and delivering all the humanitarian aids in any time, simultaneously with the Turkey now is being criticized for not delivering some humanitarian aids simultaneously just minutes after the earthquake. So it was impossible, of course. But after hours, after very few hours, we can say after only few hours, you could see all the institutions of Turkey, all the humanitarian aids, vehicles, and all the people, the voluntaries or the officials of emergency institution of Turkey were there in the area and in the field, and they were trying to do their best, and thankfully, fortunately, and we can be proud of what has been done for their own citizens, and we could expect the same thing from United States. I mean, United States has no. I think we can forget about everything.
Sorry, we're running out of time for your intervention.
Just we can forget about everybody, every part, but we cannot forget about the responsibility of United States. Has much more responsibility in this area, because they are already there. They have no any excuse. Thank you
so much, Yasin, for the really important and insightful comments that you've made. And especially about how the humanitarian intervention is being very politicized and it's preventing the delivery of aid for many, many people in Syria.